is technology. It's my claim to fame. I thought about going into a board and my ability to contribute, and worried about that. Prepared quite a bit. So I did a number of things to prepare. So like I did the NACD certification. Wanted to make sure I knew what I was walking into. I've not been a P&L leader, although I've run big budgets, billion-dollar budgets, multi-billion-dollar budgets. I wasn't a true P&L leader. So I went and did a financial certification, for example. That's how my brain works. I like to know what the hell I'm doing. Prepared for it. But when I walk into the boardroom, look, I'm the kind of person, I get nervous a little bit. I want to make sure, but being nervous gives me adrenaline. So I don't worry about being nervous. It actually makes me perform better if I'm nervous. I tell people I'm a scuba diver, right? I've been diving hundreds and hundreds of dives. Every time I stand on that boat ready to jump in the water, I get a little nervous because it keeps me sharp. I don't get arrogant and overconfident and all of that kind of stuff. But when I got into the boardroom, I realized that my background as a CIO in a big global organization was quite on point, not just for the technology, but I had seen business process up close. I had seen leadership change up close. I had had to practice how to move an organization from one place to the next without all of the people working for me. So the power of persuasion, the power of leadership, the understanding of business process. And I found that I was able to contribute. Now, there are places for sure where my expertise doesn't lend itself easily. So when people started talking about compensation, PSUs, RSUs, needing to go to the street for 1 million more shares, etc., got to work harder at that. That's not my background. That's not what I did every single day. And you get a little self-conscious about that until you look around the room and realize, well, that's not what he did all day either. And that's not what she did all day either. And you begin to realize, okay, I've got to work a little harder in some areas, but they've got to do the same in others. And you gain a little bit of confidence. I had to figure out where to make a contribution. Again, my personality is such that I tend to want to say things in the boardroom when I have something to say. So for me, it's not a grade for class participation. But I've got to make sure that I say enough that I add value to the boardroom. So finding that balance and finding my voice took a couple of meetings to truly understand. And by the way, when you walk in, you don't really know that business. So you don't want to look like a fool either, asking questions that everybody just knows. But at the same time, one of the problems at boards is you don't ask the questions that you should ask. So really digging in, learning the business, understanding that you're not going to know as much about that business as management does, but really gaining the confidence to contribute, to ask the right questions, to follow up, to do the right meetings. And I got comfortable with it. And I completely believe, without reservation, that as a technology leader, it teaches us a number of the skills necessary to be on boards. My personal opinion, we should be selective about the boards we're going to be on. There's some boards where maybe our background isn't the best suited, but there are tons of boards where having a background as a large-scale technology leader prepares us really well for service on that particular board.